even Christmas yet. We in there.
Yeah,
So,
not yet.
hey y'all, hey, it's another episode of Bonafide Her Podcast featuring the one and only Chad Hicks.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. What's going on?
Of course, I told I had to get a Winston Legend on here. I had to get one of the Winston Legends because I was like, I
Uh,
noticed like there's like a list of you know how like on say Real GMs they have all these players who are from Winston. I'm like, oh, these are a list of Winston Legends. Let me go ahead.
you
I was
said
like,
real
oh, I knew.
GM. That's what's up.
Yes,
2K.
realgm.com.
Oh, I'm
And they
thinking
have
about on 2K. But nah, yeah, I see what you're saying. I know what that is too. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So you really in it. Okay, but Legend, I mean, I
yes,
I've
put yourself
I
as a
got
legend.
I'm
Yes, yes.
humble about it, and I did what I could with my time. I did I did what I could with my time. I did a little something, something. So yeah, God is good.
All the time and all the time, God is good. Amen.
Yes, He is.
Let me go get a little my
Amen.
little tambourine for that. So boom.
Yeah.
Yes. You gonna see that if I hear some people, I be saying I hear some people dropping gems, they gonna see this like yes, blessed it. So
Yep,
but
that's it.
let's get
That's
to
it.
it. So Mr. Chad, can you tell us your sports story to how you got to where you are in your sports journey?
Just a little background. I guess we got to start with the origin. My father, you know, from Irwin, North Carolina, originally. That's right there. If you're not familiar, where uh, outside of the city, outside of where Campbell University is located. So grew up there, um, and he made it to Wake Forest, 6'5" point guard in the '70s. Built like how I'm built, but can shoot it, dribble, do everything. But he ended up blowing his knee out. So he ends up going into education. I think Skip Brown comes in after him. It was supposed to be my dad and Charlie Davis.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, it was supposed to be my dad and Charlie Davis originally. But then Skip Brown comes, and then Skip Brown becomes Skip Brown. You know, but then um, I come along. This is in the '70s. I come along in '94. So by this time, my dad's a principal at Mount Tabor. Same year I'm born, Andy Muse, my dad hires Jim. Some people don't know that, but yeah, my dad's hired the current Mount Tabor head coach. He's been there as long as I've been alive. Yeah. So, uh, just being around that lineage, of athletes that came through those Mount Tabor halls in the '90s, mid to late '90s, early, and then he goes to North Forsyth, and I get to see, the Walt Baxleys, you know, oh man, don't get me started on name dropping, but it was some guys that I just remember just seeing, even in the football realm, like they were special, and being exposed to that allowed me to be like, if I can see it, I can do it. Like if as long as I can see it, I can do it. So it got me wanting to just get more into the games of. I was a football. I liked football more than anything, you know. I because I was always bigger than everybody. So I'm just looking at it like I just want to just do what all the big people do. They play football. So um, I'm going to the football games. I'm watching it, and then my dad is like, "You don't like Shaq?" Like trying to get me to watch basketball. Like you don't like Shaq? Like Shaq's big. Shaq bigger than everybody. I'm gonna start calling you Baby Shaq. So that was my nickname growing up. That's like I was bigger than everybody. So I started playing as a 5 man, but he called me Baby Shaq. He said, "I know I call you Baby Shaq, but you're a basketball player. You're gonna be able to dribble, pass, and shoot." So
mm.
taught me all that early. But at the same time, I'm incorporating basketball. He's got me on a soccer field too, getting my hand-eye coordination. So I played soccer first, then basketball second. Soccer, basketball, soccer. Backstory about my brother. As good as my brother is, Josh Hicks. Look him up. If you don't know, better ask somebody. Way better as a soccer player than a basketball player. I seen it. I know it. he'll say it too. So yeah, we really were like just like some, I don't know, I guess you could say some athletic freaks. Because you got some big guys move going out there playing soccer. He's just like, what in the world? And like I played uh striker or I played goalie. My brother played midfield. He was going back and forth. I stayed on one side. I wasn't playing no defense. I ain't about to go try to know. I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. But I was trying to like, hey, give me the ball. I just got to kick it. Okay, cool. That's smooth. I was like Messi. I was like a big old Messi out there. And then I was a goalie. So, but that molded and helped me with my footwork. So I could always reverse. I could do a reverse pivot at 7 years old. I can open up, reverse pivot, jab, jab. I can do all that stuff. I had great footwork at 7 because I played foot. Like soccer was enabling me to do that at a high level already. And um, when I got into the basketball scene, I was like probably like 8ish, 9 when I really started taking it serious. Really started taking it serious. Um, and I want to say, or maybe 7. I would say maybe 7, 7 going on 8. And my YBA first team I ever played on, YBA, Antonio Robinson, my point guard. If you know that name in Winston, Tone Robinson, that's at Winston Christian, my point guard, or played was a guard. Another guard, Richard Daniels, which is now we like 7, they're like 8. I'm 7. I know for a fact they're older than me. They're both a year older than me, or Richard's 2 years older than me now that I think about it. But or a year and a half, something like that, something weird. But he graduated 2010. So, but and I had Whitney Knight on that team as well. So all those names, and we're babies. In our first game, we beat somebody so bad they had to split us up. They was like, "No, we ain't doing this. Like, this is a bomb squad." So I go from playing with that to seeing it like, oh, I can really do something with this. And my dad takes me from that. I don't play anything else. I'm 7, 8. I'm just chilling. And at 10, I go and play for the North Carolina Gators, which is at the time the CP3 of now. So, first time I've ever traveled the state, the nation to play basketball at a high level. First time I'm ever walking into the gym, we got people, I got parents booing us at 10. Yeah, it was different back then. It was a lot of stuff that was happening back then won't fly now. Yeah, I'm telling you. Yeah, we used to go in them gyms, and it used to be like war because we was that deal. Like the Gators brand back then was a national powerhouse, and I was on one of them ones that were one of those teams where we were up and coming. Like my first year, we played almost. I think we went 52-10 or 63-10 or something like that. Yeah, we played that. We played like an NBA schedule. I remember we started in November and we ended in July. Best year of my life because I was never in school. I know that's crazy, but I got my work done. But I was hooping, and all I had to do was hoop. Oh man, what? Yeah, I was having the. Got my work done. I was on the road. Oh yeah, this was dope. I loved it. I said, man, my dad said, "You like this?" I love it. So I got a little taste of it. 11 years old, I start realizing I can do something with this. Like, wait a minute, I can really do something with this. And then at 12, that's when it clicked. And ironically, at 12, I'm still playing with the Gators this whole time. At 12, I play for the owner, the creator, the CEO, Mr. Vic Sapp, rest in peace himself. And if you know about that name, he was the one that actually had coached and put together a national championship team that is what's considered the all-star teams now, which had consulted of Carmelo Anthony, Chris Paul. Like he put Rashad McCants, Raymond Felton. They all came and played for the Gators. We had the banner up. It's still up in the Gator Gym in Greensboro. If you go to Spears YMCA, it's still up there. I saw that. I was 10. going on 11, seeing that. I saw that man coach them. He's coaching me now. You know how much inspiration I had? And he coming to me and pulling me in his office like, you special. I got something for you. You got to work. Got to get you in shape because I was chunky. I was baby Shaq. I was chunky. He's like, if you just run this floor, I promise you'll go to college. That's all he told me. He said, I promise you'll go to college. At 12. That's what he told me. And I went on to just running with it, do the best I can. And then 13, at the age of 13, just before the season started, this is when middle school ball comes into play. So we couldn't start in November. We had to start in like March 8th, well, March 3rd, my father passes away. So I start that off with that, and Vic Sapp dedicated that whole season to my dad. And I never forget this story to this day. Now, this team had Braxton O'Boise, who played at UNC Charlotte, Florida, and from Charlotte. Had John McBeth from Greensboro, Adam Coble on that team. At the time, DC Arenas, who's a baseball player, ended up playing at South Carolina. But yeah, I was playing with some studs. He ends up taking us to Memphis for nationals. Instead of, we were going to be on a charter bus, right? Our parents were supposed to follow us. He says, nah, y'all park y'all cars here at the Gator Gym, hop on. We got enough space, and pay for everybody. Pay for my mama's hotel, everybody's hotel in Memphis the whole time. But everybody had a stigma about Vic. That man treated me like I was one of his sons. He never did wrong by me. He never did anything that I thought was unusual or weird. And he ends up dying the following year after my dad dies. Right? So that's two guys that's like I'm pivotal on trying to play, that's helping me play the game of basketball. So I'm living in Greensboro at the time when this happens. When my dad passes away in 2007, I'm 13. We end up moving back to to Winston. And with that being said, we really we're just trying to just stay afloat. My brother wanted to go back to Mount Tabor, so he went to Mount Tabor. So I was in the gym in 8th grade watching C.J. Harris, Mike Grace, and my brother Josh Hicks go at it at the time with that team. But a crazy backstory about that, I played for the Gators. My brother was playing for the Gators too. And his team consisted of C.J. Harris, Jarris Sims, since they were 12 until they were 14. So when I was playing, they were playing. So I was around seeing them play, and he was on one of the best teams in the nation. They were ranked number 1 in the nation when they were 14. Like, they were really good. My brother was one of the best players on that team as well. So I've been around it. Like, I didn't know I saw Kendall Marshall play against my brother because he was playing up. Because Kendall Marshall was your class, I want to say 2010, high school. I want to say, because he came to Carolina that following year as a freshman, I remember. Or he's old, yeah, something like that. I don't know. But
he may be a little bit. He's older than me.
He might, if you think.
I think he was like 2009.
He might be 09. You might be right. He might have been in my brother's class, or 20. My brother said he played up. He might have been. I thought he was younger. Anyways, long story short, saw him play when they were younger. I'm watching future pros. My brother, John Wall, seen him all the time. When my brother was 12, seen him all the time. Seen John with the braids, Garner Road. Same way, my brother played against Steph Curry as a freshman. He's at Greensboro Day. Same way. Same way. I'm seeing this. Is just, they're just skinny. That's the only difference. They just not in a grown man body. I didn't know what I was watching. Then I'm playing with pros too. I'm playing against pros. I played against Montrezl Harrell. I played against, what I'm saying? Like, I played against these guys. TJ Warren was on my team when I was 10. We got him from Garner Road. DJ was catching lobs at 10 and slapping the board at 10, and it never missed. I remember this. That team at the Nationals, we picked him up at the end because they didn't qualify. Like, come on, bro. Him and Denzel Ingram, who went to UNCW. My dog. I love Denzel. Yeah. Yeah. So
That's a name. That's a pull from a name right there.
I'm telling you, Denzel was the same way that you saw him was the same way he was as a youngin. He just ain't know what he was doing when he was young. Like, he would just be looking at me like, did I do good? I'm like, yes. Like, do you not know what you just did out here? Like, bro, like, what are you talking about? Because he was just so worried trying to fit in because he came from Gardner. We was competing against each other to becoming teammates in the same season. So, long story short, when I get to 14, you know, I'm like, but when I'm 14, I had, did I tear my ACL when I was 14? Yeah, I did. It was 8th grade. I tore my ACL. Right, my right knee in 8th grade. So I didn't even do anything at AAU, but I had so much going on, you know, with like Vic passing and my dad passing. So then I just kind of like get my body right. And then I realized I got a chance to play with my brother for the first and last time ever in my life. I've never been on the same team with my brother ever, but this is my first and last time I can do it. I got to be ready to make this varsity team. So I make a varsity for as a freshman at Mount Tabor, coming off of ACL the following year. And I think I started like maybe 2 or 3 games. I know I started one game at the Frank. I remember that because I remember that. That was dope. Running out on Wake Forest's court as a freshman, that was fly. And then Mike Grace had 5. CJ Harris had 10. Josh, my brother, had 15. I wore 20. So, and they played the 1, 2, 3. I was playing the 4. So we all came out by number. So it was so dope to see us. And I think somebody had a picture of us standing out there. And it was so dope because that was the first and last time I think I ever was able to be out there as a starter with them. And in a real like game, of course we played pickup all the time at that time, but it was just dope to have. And I learned a lot from that year, like just watching. I watched more than I played, but it was a show. Oh man, was it a show. And we played against some great teams. Like North Forsyth had a squad. They had Jared Sims. They had Kamiko Walls. They had Alan Hauser, Tim Simpson. Oh my goodness. Gary Harrison. Let me not forget about G. Good gracious. And that's before, if you don't know this, actually I think it was like a year and a half, maybe 2-year stint. I think Flomo is class of 2014, right? So he came in 09. Yeah, he came in right after Jared Sims left. So the guard before Flomo had a team that was just, if Flomo ever had a team like that, Lord have mercy. But that's a long story. That's another story for a different day. But yeah, so going against those guys, at the time, Ant Thomas had just left Parkland, but he was at Parkland the year prior, and they were in our conference. So Norfolk Sipes in our conference, Parkland's in our conference at the time at Mount Tabor. West Forsyth was good. They had Alan Jones. They had they had some good guards that played well together, but our guards were better. I mean, I ain't gonna everybody know that, but that was a matchup too. And then Reagan was not in our conference at the time, but they were on the way up. So you had a young PA. PA was like a junior at that time. Like he was Christian Settles, a junior at that time. Like, yeah, they weren't there, but I could see like, oh yeah, by the time I'm a senior, they're gonna be a problem. Like I already know, like they on their way. So seeing that as a freshman and getting already acquainted with the high school target on my back, because playing for the Gators, man, that just gets you so accustomed to people wanting to beat you. So when I won and I went to Mount Tabor and then it came with it, cool. Like it didn't bother me. Like it was more so like what's next? So sophomore year comes and um, we end up doing pretty well, but I tear my ACL, my other ACL. So I tear my left ACL my sophomore year, right before the playoffs. And the third round, we go to Dudley, and they had the PJ Harrison. Yes, 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 my guy. And then backstory: when we was in Greensboro, me and PJ used to play all the time. Me, him, Reggie Dillard, that was on that team as well at Dudley. Like we were, me and Reggie used to have battles. Me and PJ used to have battles because PJ played for the Carolina Flight. Reggie played for the Greensboro Warriors. I played for the Gators. We all in Greensboro or in the surrounding area. I think the Flight was out of High Point at the time. So yeah, I'm very, very well acquainted. PJ was asking me when I was living in Greensboro, bro, come to please, and Reggie, please come to Dudley. Can y'all just come to Dudley, man? You don't got to go to Greensboro Day. Because my brother was at Greensboro Day. He's like, don't go to Greensboro Day, just come to Dudley. I'm strongly considering it, y'all, because I get to play with y'all guys. But we go back to North Carolina. Go back to Winston, and that happens my sophomore year, and it was kind of taking me back. So I really relied on my trainer at the time, which was Tiki Burton, rest in peace. Very, very profound trainer at the time, and he created the Josh Hicks memory in Winston that people remember him by. Yeah, my brother became that from Tiki's drills. Jaron Foster, if you remember J5 and what he did at Winston-Salem Prep, doing Tiki's drills. What I did, Tiki's drills. So it's just like I'm a product of it, and I really dived into it at that time because I'm like, man, I got 2 torn ACLs, so I'm doing 2 workouts a day. Like I've already torn one on each knee. Like I got to make sure that I'm ready. I want to chase my dream. I want to go to college, and he made sure I was going to get there, and I put the work in. And then my junior year, I come back and we end up losing to West Charlotte that had Kennedy Meeks at the time. Lose to them in the Final Four, and they end up going to the state championship and win it. I think they won. That year.
Yeah. What year was it? 2012?
2011. 2010, 2011. I think West Charlotte won it that year, and then New Hanover wins it in 2012.
Yep, I was about to say if it's 2012.
It was a rematch. Yeah, I remember that because we were thinking like we was gonna see New Hanover. I was like, bro, I don't want to see them. I'm good on that. I am good on that. Like, bro, after we get it through West Charlotte, we got to see that. Man, like,
he said I'm good on that.
I'm good on that. Yeah, I had a lot down there. I had a lot. So but after that year goes, I just looked at how things were going over there at Mount Tabor at the time. I'm just like, I want something better. So I'm looking at options. Before I go to Winston-Salem Prep, I had Christ School in Asheville. I had a boarding school at the time where Tyson Waterman, who's the assistant coach at UCF, I want to say, one of the coaches at UCF, is it UCF or Wichita State? I can't remember where he's at, but he's some like Tyson Waterman is a well-known name in the college ranks. But at the time, he had a boarding school. Wanted me to come down there and play for him real bad. Said you could reclass. You'll be in class of 2013. And looking back, I should have done that. But I could have done the same thing at Christ School. I could have reclassed. And I would have been able to be played with Corbin Collins, a name that played in High Point. Man, you talk about a guard. If you're a fan of big guards, because I am, man, you talk about somebody that can go. Yeah, that was one of my favorite guards playing. So I was looking into that, and Tiki sat me down. He's like, man, think about Andre Gould. Think about what he got over there. You got Greg. You see, at the time, me and Greg were training with Tiki. We getting kind of acquainted. And a kind of backstory. First time Greg ever saw me, I dropped 38. Like he's coming off an ACL test, so he ain't playing, but he's on the bench watching. He had no idea I'm from Winston. He's like, bro, what school you go to? I was like, Mount Tabor. You go to Tabor? What Tabor got? Yeah, man, they got that. They just got rid of everybody. I said, no, I'm Josh's little brother. I'm a sophomore. I'm about to be a sophomore. He said, bro, you might as well come over to prep, bro. That's exactly what he said to me right then. I should have listened. I should have listened right then. I probably would have had 4 rings. No cap. I ain't gonna lie. Because if I would have went over there my sophomore year and he was a freshman and I had Ant Thomas, and then the next year if J5 does come with Mike Hughes and Coy Simmons and still Greg, like come on now. And then my senior, you already know what happened. So like it's just like we talk about this all the time. Me and Greg says like, bro, you should have just listened to me. I said, I know, man, but it's all right. But yeah, so I'm looking at it like from that standpoint, and he's like, you got Greg over here. He's top 10 in the nation. They coming to look at him. They leaving talking about you if you do what you need to do. And you in Winston. You don't got to leave. So, easy said. So, here's the story behind this. I go. Now, I don't know if it's because my dad was in the school system. My mom was in the school system as a teacher. My dad was a principal, superintendent. I don't know. But when my name went through that transfer, and you know the school system knows who, my phone ringing of guys because their parents know that I done transferred, calling me like, bro, you transferred to prep. I'm like, yeah, what's up? What you trying to do? You trying to win? I created the super. I did that. Yeah, I take the cap. I did that. So all the super teams you saw in Winston that around that time, yeah, that was my fault. I did that. I take the blame. I'm so serious. I take the blame. That's me. Because people was calling me. They were calling me. They're like, are you going? I'm like, yeah, what you trying to do? You want to come? Just put your papers in, bro. Do your research if you know, you know. I ain't about to, yeah, but yeah, they were calling me. Everybody's like, oh, they was calling Google. No, they was calling me. I'm like, yeah, come on. Yeah. Yeah. So, and then we end up with what we got. And I end up playing with arguably one of the best point guards I would play with my life, Raekwon Harney. Let me tell you something. Shooter's paradise. Just run like this. All you gotta do is run like this. He gonna find you, especially if you on that corner. Lil Aaron Lipscomb, he know. Mike Hughes, he know. It's like he gonna find you, and you can't trap him. We didn't have a press break. Get about Ray. At that my senior year, I did not have a press break. Like we had to play just in case Ray was hurt, right, or he's in foul trouble. But that never happened. So just get the ball to Ray. So it was just like you couldn't try. I'd never seen nothing like it. And had ultimate control. But that's who set the tone my senior year. And I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. Like I'm just like, I'm letting these young boys go. Like, I'm getting on Mike Hughes about not shooting. He's like, bro, it's your senior year. I'm like, no, but you open, bro. Shoot the ball. And then that's helping him become what he needed to become. And I knew this. Like, I kind of sacrificed my senior year so they can see this is how you got to win. Like, you don't have to shoot these shots. You got to get used to taking these shots. Omar, you going to have to get a jump shot. Like, at the time, Omar couldn't shoot, but now I'm showing him, like, bro, this is how you going to have to shoot it. Just shoot it. And it helped. You know, and Coy became a man that I didn't say, I had nothing to do with that. That was just puberty right there. But those two guys right there, I know for a fact because I remember talking to them about it. Like being on them when I was playing, like, nah, and they looking at me like, and I never told them at the time, but I told them after they won. I was like, that's the reason why I was on you. Especially their senior year when they finished it all, those guys, they three-peated. So my team was the start of the three-peat. That's why I said I started the super team. Yeah, I started that. That was me. Yeah, that was
then
me.
You could take credit for it.
Yeah, but I was recruiting players. Goo wasn't recruiting nobody. Everybody at the time was like, Goo's recruit. No, it's me. You should have fined me. If you was gonna get any, I don't think Goo got fined or nothing, but if he did, it should have went to me. I should have took it. Because it was me. And Greg was like, bro, you need to chill. I was like, well, why I need to chill for? I'm trying to win. You say you want to win, right? Okay, this is how you do it. And I was like, bro, they calling me. I'm not calling them. Everybody don't get to come. Let's just be honest. Like a lot of people, I was like, nah, you good. You don't need to come over here. So everybody, a lot of people, they ain't gonna admit it, but they was trying to get on that train. And it's cool though. But it's like now you see it, it's kind of like accepted. But at the time, that was unheard of.
Yeah.
That was unheard of. And we shut the city down our first game because that was the lockout. So you know when Chris Paul played at Winston-Salem State with John Wall, the lockout season, and LeBron came, they played. You seen that?
I've heard the story about it where like all the NBA lockout, they had the whole like
Yeah.
it was like a pro-am run or something, and then
I
I heard the
think
story,
Kevin
but I
Durant
never
was
knew about
there,
it.
like Rudy Gay, like it was because Carmelo and Melo was there, Kyrie, a young Kyrie, Steph, John Wall, of course, yeah. But who else? I think that's about it that I can think of. Maybe Josh Shelby at the time because he was pretty prominent name. But you know, we playing that Thursday or that Wednesday. They got that game on Saturday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thursday is Thanksgiving. So we playing right before Thanksgiving. We playing Mount Tabor. We shut the whole city down. Chris Paul come through the back with little Chris. Sit right in the middle because Greg played for CP3. Matty Madigan played for CP3 on his EYBL team. First one of the first EYBL teams ever, right? They're promoting his new shoe. Like Greg had a customized CP3 shoe in prep colors.
Oh.
Matty had a customized CP3 shoe in Mount Tabor colors. I'm hating. I'm hating. Like, bro, what? Like, where's my that? These are hard. Like, so it was crazy. But
I'm hating.
I was hot because I mean I like a nice shoe now. I mean that was a nice looking shoe, and it felt good too. It was a good shoe to hoop in too. But yeah, we ended up shutting the whole city down. Like by the girls game, the girls played Mount Tabor. You know, at the time, Prep's girls was on their way, but Mount Tabor's girls was really established. They was turning people away by the girls' game at halftime. So he had to come through the back, but at the same time, rumor has it, D Wade, LeBron, and Melo were at the mansion in Louisville already because Thanksgiving was the next day.
Yeah.
They were trying to come too, but we didn't have enough security for all that. Lord have mercy, they would have came. But it was a great game. But look, LaPriest was on that team. Me and LaPriest played together at Mount Tabor first. LaPriest Lynch and I played together, you know, and he was on that team. Taquan Bidden was on that team at Mount Tabor as well. Tory Baskin was on that team. They had some guys like, but we ended up playing, and I had just left. And the one thing I had asked Gould when I got there, it was two things. The first one was, don't give me nothing. Start me at the bottom of the totem pole. Like, I don't want nothing. I know I come in here with everything that they don't got. I don't want nothing. Make me earn it. Like, let me earn. No, don't make me. Let me earn it. You know? And then number two, what I said was, I want to play Mount Tabor twice. That's the only two things I wanted. And he got me that. He gave me that. And God gave me another chance to play them again in the Frank Spencer as well. So, you know, that was a great year for me. We ended up, like I said, with the state championship, 31-1. I mean, we went on a crazy tear in the play. I mean, everybody says it's 1A basketball, but you guys still get it done. Look at all the teams. And they were good teams. I love those guys as well. That was in 1A at the Winston-Salem Prep, you know, the illustrious little Winston-Salem Prep that ain't on that wall. If 1A basketball is what you say, they should have it more than what they have, right? So, I mean, you still got to get it done. You know, it's a championship team is special no matter the division. And I think people need to recognize that. And one thing we did do, we ain't duck no smoke either. We played 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A. You know, a lot of people didn't want to come play little 1A school because they knew they was going to get their butt whooped because they 4A. You know, like it was just we was putting fear in people's hearts. Some private schools ain't want to come see us. you know, but it is what it is. So, but that senior year goes on, and I ended up going and signing on to Bluefield College, and it was an experience. It was a very interesting experience. That's to say the least. I learned a lot there. I learned a lot how never really take things for what's been said unless it's in writing. I think that's the most uh, best way I could put it. And some things kind of fell through on that end, but allowed me to kind of rekindle the flame that was either lost or felt like it was dying at the time from all these things that I went through, good and bad. Like I had accomplishments, but I also had lows, right? So with that experience up there, I redshirted, but I also was blessed to have Keith, Mr. Jennings, uh, a big time legend at East Tennessee State. One of the best guards to ever come through there, and he was my assistant coach, and he told me, like he told me then, he's like, I played in the league, right? And I said, well, I'm coming in. I don't got no, I excuse my language, I don't got no, it's crazy. I've never seen a college coach who wanted me to come to their institution that used to play in the NBA. That was just a clear cut, just go where you in order to do something you've never done, you got to do some things in order to go somewhere you never gone, you got to do some things you never done. And that's where I looked at it. I was like, so let me just go here and just see what happens. And at the time, I enjoyed myself my senior year. I ain't gonna lie. I went into college out of shape. After we won that state championship, I didn't touch a ball. It is what it is. I'll be transparent. Kids don't do that. Please don't do that. But yeah, came in there, man. I had a freshman 15 before I even got on campus. You know what I'm saying? Like I was, yeah. But with the situation that occurred, it allowed me to redshirt. So it allowed me to, of course, to feel some type of way, but it rekindled my flame to rededicate my love and passion to the game of basketball that was dying out, and when I did that, and I locked in with Coach J, like, I mean, he tells me I'm a mock him a little bit, but he's like, yeah, big fella, I got you every day, big fella, 3 times. We got practice. I'm seeing you before and after. That's 3. Yeah, I'm gonna get you right. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this man ain't gonna let me live. Kill me. He about to kill me. Like I'm thinking, like he was telling me like, all I need is 45 hard minutes. Like as hard as you can go for 45 minutes. That's all I need. The most intense things I've ever done in 45 minutes. Actually, I'm gonna tell you that right now. Like I kind of like washed it out my brain, so I don't remember. I can't put you through it per se, but
yeah,
but or anybody that for that matter. But I can just take off experience. Nah, yeah, it's intense. But it shaped me. I would think at the time, like I said, I was big. I was like I was pushing almost 240. By the time I came home for Christmas break, I was 215. He was not playing with me. I was coming home and I looked slim. I looked good. Everything was what it is, how I look now, and it changed my game. It changed everything because he realized you are this good being this size. If we actually get you into some playing shape, let's see what happens. But he never really told me that. He was just putting me through. It never told me the method behind the madness. So when I come back for Christmas break, I kind of realize it. I go up to Winston Prep, and I go to their practices, and I'm practicing with them. And the things about that I'm doing in the practices, I'm just like, hold on, wait a minute. And the coach is looking at me like, who are you? Like, we don't know who you are. Like, we wish we could have had this lad. Like, I know that's what they were thinking and wanted to say, but it's all good, But um, with that being said, I go back and I'm able to just be able to um, see the game at a different speed too, because as I'm moving faster, it got slower. Um, but
Mhm.
the biggest thing I got with that was it was work, like the muscle memory, the work. You got to work. Like it's not gonna happen unless you put the work in. And all the work I was doing up to that point, it never really kind of just was blatant because I was like in the mindset of it wasn't like this. So forgive me. I know this might be sensitive, but it was more so on like a real like treacherous camp. Like a one would say like I'm thinking like I'm locked up in a like a concentration camp type thing. Like when I was at Bluefield because I didn't want to be there anymore. I wanted to
Right.
change my environment. So I'm doing everything I can to get out. How can I get out? You know, I don't want to come back to this. So I'm doing everything I can. And it just changed and it then finally clicked. So when I got to Lee's McCray, it was kind of like a breath of fresh air. Like, okay. But if you breathe the breath of fresh air too long, you get too complacent. And that's what happened with me up there. I got too complacent. So I say all this to say I'm being very transparent. Like I had a lot of highs and lows. Like you started off saying I'm a legend. Yeah, I mean I appreciate it. I do. But with that being said, it's not all glitz and glamour. I got some adversity. Like the things I've been through before I even got to college. If anybody was still trying to go to college, they're not even that's the last thing on their mind. All those things I just named to you that I've been through, they just trying to live. I'm still over here trying to play a game. So I'm still trying to chase my dream. So I think that's what I can see why you say I'm a legend. Well, I can say I'm legendary in a sense. Because nobody, I don't see too many people doing that. My brother, we still had the same losses as a family, but he never tore his ACL twice. He never tore anything on his knees, nothing. So, and he's even said it to me before. I mean, not recently, but he's like, man, yeah, if I would have tore something, I would have stopped playing. I ain't playing no more. And I'm looking at him like, well, you better than me. Like, if I had your talent, I'm still keep going trying to go, even if I tear it. Like, you crazy. Like, what you talking about? But I just say all that to say to everybody that's listening, anything like that, like adversity is part of the process. Do you have fortitude though? Like,
Mhm.
are you do you like you see what I'm saying? Like, how much fortitude do you have? What are you willing to sacrifice? I sacrificed a lot. I sacrificed a lot. Like I don't mind, you know, um, because what you're willing to give up, God can give back 10 times more. So it's like I'm more willing to give and help. Oh, there you go again, my fault. There go another
I
gym.
was in my little. I was snapping and kind of like. I'm a
Yeah,
snapper. I
yeah.
can't do clock it. I'm a snapper because I can't do no
Hey,
clock
it's a
it.
little
'Cause
little jazz, little jazzy tone. I'm cool with that. But yeah, that's just how I am. And then like, you know, after I graduated Leeds McCray, I go back to my alma mater. Like I called Google, I called Coach Hop at the time. I'm like, yo, man, I kind of know what I want to do. This is like January of my senior year in college. Now this is when Davian's a junior. They had just went to a state championship with him the year prior, right? And then
Mhm.
they in the third round that year, right?
Shout out to D Will. Shout out to
D
Davian.
Will, my Aquarius brother, he know what's going on. That's my dog. That's my dog. So um I hit him
If you
up. I'm
see
like, yo,
this, shout out to you, sir. If you
oh
see this,
yeah,
shout
yeah.
out to you.
I'm gonna tell him to tap in when he can for sure. But I hit up Google and Hop. I'm like, I know what I want to do. I was like, I want to coach. It's like, well, just come on back home. Like, we got you. And Google kind of laid out the land to me. He's like, I've been kind of wanting to one of y'all to come back so I can get y'all back in the fold so you can see what's going on. Like, we got something just brewing over here for real. And, you know, at the time he wasn't saying it, but I kind of already knew, like, he ain't trying to keep doing this forever. Like, he's trying to like, I knew, like, I knew. So I could sense it. So when I went in, I went in the mindset of, let me get back what I never got you first, which was a Frank Spencer championship. My only loss my senior year was the Frank Spencer championship. So that was my first mindset. Like, bro, if we're gonna play in this Frank, I'm gonna get that first. I'm gonna make sure these boys get that. And then Davian, that I just mentioned, hits me up when he finds out that summer that I'm coming as a coach. Like, coach, I hear you coming. I'm so excited because I know I'm gonna win my last game, word for word. Word for word. I can't wait. I know you're gonna tell me how to win my last game. And I'm like, I show Goo. I'm like, yo, like, he said, I told you he different. And I just chuckle. I'm like, boy, I can't wait to get my hands on this one. And then what we was able to do, and that team had Zach Austin, a young Zach, he was a young whippersnapper, actually. He didn't know. That was the first time I ever seen somebody who didn't work out. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he can go. He said, I don't work out though, coach. I just be chilling. What? So you got him. You got Davian, of course. Chaz Gwynn, fire flamethrower. One of the best shooters I ever coached in my life to this day. Man, then I had Corey Rutherford coming off the bench, which is Ant Seller's older brother. Had, who else? KJ Watson was on that team. KJ was solid, very reliable glue guy, but and then Justice Goodlow, one of the best, another forgotten name, a legend, one of the best point guards to come through Winston that people don't talk about. That kid right there, that mob right there. Oh man, you talk about something like that was special. Like that sparked my coaching hunger to be like, okay, I can do this for one, and for two, these kids, they understand me. I can reach them. It don't matter who it is, I can reach them. So that's what propelled me. And then that fall, after that year, we won the state championship, of course, Debbie, and we accomplished that goal. I go into coach AAU for the first time, which is Team Winston. And that's when I get into coaching Jahan Foster, William Gray. Who's another one that I had that was on that team? Tyler Ledwell, Dante Watson, Tim Davis, who was he was one of a crazy athlete that went selling prep on that field. Football, played quarterback. But I think he ended up finished up at East. But yeah, I had a young mom. I had a good group of kids. And Avery Jackson and I were coaching that team. I think Avery Jackson coaches at Caldwell now. So we were coaching those guys, and he was the head. I'm the assistant. We would drive to the games and stuff. He would tell me, he's like, yo, bro, like, I have no problem with you being who you are, because I can't do what you do. Like, you bark. You can lead. Like, I'm cool. Like, with just, even though I'm the head man, it says it, you go ahead and coach. I said, bro, you sure? Like, I can do. He's like, nah, just do it. Like, we got to make it work. Like, because at the time he was doing it, and it kind of wasn't it was kind of like underwhelming. If it would be said, like, we would get it, but it was too much on the bone. And when I was able to get it, because one time, I don't know what happened. I think he might have gotten kicked out. I don't know what happened. Something happened. I had to take over. And when I took over, it was just like a different mindset, mentality with those kids. And he was just like, man, just you do that because I can train them. So in practice, he was getting them right. And I was too, of course. And we doing stuff. But when the games, I'm more so standing up and telling them and signal and stuff like that. And that was when I realized, like, it's okay to be who you are. It's okay. Like, I was trying to fit in, make sure I wasn't overstepping, but I was still being who I was in that regard, and it was still showing. So you just be who you are. People are going to accept you. They got to. I mean, real one's going to accept it. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Avery Jackson. Like, he's a real one. That's one of my favorite coaches I've ever had. Like, coach with a great assistant. Like, he knows the game. Oh, he got bounced too. Like, I don't know if he can still dunk now, but he was, yeah, he bouncy. Oh man, we was playing them kid. He called a kid up too. I said, they in the 8th grade, Avery. Come on, man. He said, hey, they gotta learn.
They
Said,
gotta
oh,
learn.
yeah. Hey, I'm with you. I said, hey, that's good. Hey, it builds character. You know what I'm saying? It builds character. So, but the following year, we get to high school. I got Zach as a senior. I got Chaz as a senior. Anthony Sellers becomes Anthony Sellers. So he's on that team, right? So TJ Mills comes. So we got him from West Forsyth. And then I had Stephen Miner from Atkins. They all come in that year. And then Dorico Williams doesn't get to Dorico Williams, the best kept secret that we had, man. I mean, it wasn't a secret, but he didn't get to play. But if that would have played, oh my goodness. Should have been a 3-peat. How about that? Let me just tell you that. So we end up winning that state championship the year prior. The next year, we lose. Like, Zach and them don't make it. So we go to the AAU scene. And I'm the head guy now. He said, I'm from start. But Greg McClinton is my assistant. Because I was like, Greg, come on. I need you. Me and you know this. Because first and foremost, I can bark it and I can talk it, but you can tell it and you can show it. Because you can be like, bro, I played D1. I played UIBL. Look. And you just show on your phone. And I can be like, bro, y'all, you know what I'm saying? I could just be redirecting it to you. And then I'm trying to tell them, like, you trying to get to that, listen to me. You want to get to that, listen to me. We took off. Now, I had the same team. I had Tyler Ledwell, Dante Watson. Will doesn't play that year. That kind of hurt me a little bit, but I understood why. But I get Jarese Lynch, a young Jarese Lynch. Oh, my goodness. Which is LaPrice's nephew, by the way. I'm sorry, Jarese. Floyd? You talk about Floyd? Hey, man, look, let me tell you something. That youngin right there showed me something that year. We playing 15s, Ashley. It's 15 and under. He's in 8th grade. We go down to the Bob Gibbons in Georgia. He averaging 22. We almost win it. We just losing the semis because of him. The next tournament, he's averaging 30. We win the tournament. I'm like, oh, or no, he dropped 30 or something like that. I don't know if he averaged 30. He definitely had a 30 ball that next tournament, though. But I still had the same mom. But those kids were growing. Oh, and Jelante Edwards. Sorry, my bad, Gelato. Jelante was on that team, too, the year prior, and I had him back. Jelante became a man that year. And then, but they were just developing, and then COVID hits. And it messed up everything. It messed up everything, actually. So we leave prep. And I go to QEA and start coaching over there. But before we leave prep, right? I want to say we ended up winning the state championship at prep that last year in 2020 because COVID hit. We made it to the state championship game, but we were just co-champions, so we didn't get to play it. So I forget who we were supposed to play, but they were pretty good. They were a pretty good team. That was going to be a really good game. But we ended up winning. I mean, not winning, but getting the championship off of that. And then we go to QEA. And that was an experience, to say the least. And that's kind of when I kind of like realized, like, this is 2021, 22, 21, 22. Yeah. I already did 5 years. I kind of wanted to do something different, So after that year at QEA, I ended up going to Northern Guilford for a year, which was interesting. And I coached Nolan Hodge that went to UNCW. It's crazy, all these UNCW kids, right? I
I
coached
know.
Nolan was, yeah, man, that was, you talk about a bucket and had back. Oh man, he was. See, the way I describe people when they dunks is like attitude. Like if you got that umph, like if you saw Greg McClinton dunk, like it was like you knew he was dunking with like umph, like Craig Hinton, when played at East, it was the same way and higher. Well, I ain't gonna say higher, but he was up there too. Like I mean, it was debatable. You can see, but you also have. Hey, I'm telling you, like man, and we played Craig my senior year at Prep and in Frank, and boy, man, that block, he had a block that game that's still in my mind. That's crazy. I'd never seen nothing like that before. So, but yeah, like you got those type of guys that can really like you just feel it, right?
Yeah.
But I never seen nothing like like these guys, like that I was able to start developing. Like they were becoming, especially like a Dorico Williams. Like, nah, like I used to tell Rico, like, hey man, you break this rim, you can't afford it. I I know I'm looking after you. I know I help you out, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm making sure you getting home and stuff. I'm not I'm not helping you pay for this if you break it. You do know, Coach Chad, this not coming out my check. Because
Not
we're
in my
gonna be like,
pocket.
they're gonna be like, oh, you was an adult that's responsible. Oh no, sir. We not doing that. So, but it's levels, you know what I'm saying? But it was a mindset as well. So one thing I was trying to tell my kids, and even the kids that we had, like Greg used to tell them all the time, like you got to play with a mindset. Now he didn't speak much. Love my boy. He didn't speak much, but when he spoke, they listened. So, but it was man an experience, like I said. But Nolan was like up in that regard too. Like he could up it. Like but it was a mindset. Like I didn't have to tell him as a senior, you need to be coming down and trying to tear the rim down every time. He already had that. I just had to get him to make sure that he had to get it more consistent. And you know, we did some special things that year. We ended up losing to Myers Park in the quarterfinals, and they won the state championship that year. So if we would have beat them, I think we would have ended up winning. And nobody had us winning it that year, but that was a stressful year. Actually, I ended up having an emergency. Um, I had to have an emergency procedure to get my appendix removed.
Mm.
Yeah, it was a lot. I had a lot going on, and I think it was just a lot of stress and just terrible eating habits. I was the heaviest. I was almost pushing 280 at the time. So I don't know. Everybody say like that doesn't happen for your appendix, but you go from being 215, 225 to 280 in like 2 or 3 years.
What
Yeah,
I used to hear the thing where stress is like dessert spelled backwards. And I'd be like, well, okay. If you think about it, the
yeah,
stress
that's
is
crazy.
dessert spelled backwards. Like,
That's crazy. I didn't think
yeah,
about it like that. But yeah, but that's I think that's what it was. It was just a lot of just undocumented stress, like things that wasn't released, like things that I just been holding on to for years. And it just had to come out somewhere and it was just released. That's my theory. Some people think I'm crazy. All right, that's cool. Doesn't bother me. But that's how I really feel. Like, but because after it was over, I didn't have any more. I didn't feel that stress on my body anymore. So that's what I thought. But after that happened, I ended up going. Um, I ended up going to being going back to prep and trying to coach. And it was just not the same. Coach Gould wasn't there. It wasn't the same, man. I kind of just fell out of coaching at the time. I was like, I ain't gonna coach. I ain't gonna do this. Then I get into the Crosby Scholars, and at the time, um, my principal at Winston Prep is my supervisor at Crosby Scholars. So that's my boss. So we working with, and Crosby Scholars is a nonprofit organization. Give a little publicity to my former employer. There's a nonprofit organization that's in Winston-Salem or in the Forsyth County area, and they target where I was targeted with a sector for African American males, but it's for all races and faces. So please, if you feel like you want to be a part, just look into it. It's all free. All you gotta do is sign up and just do what you need to do to get the stuff that they give out. They give out money. Like, it's nonprofit. They give out money for scholarships and things of that nature, and help you get to school and plan and apply and pay for college type thing. So, but I was putting kids on who looked like me, that was black or brown. And it was called AMPed, which is African American Males Pursuing Educational Dreams. So I was doing that, 6th through 10th grade, and I'm going to all schools in the Forsyth County that wanted us or wanted Crosby there and wanted our program up there. And I'm bringing, like, with Mr. Watts, we're bringing games and like 30 minutes and interacting with the kids and making sure that they got the requirements to stay in the program and stuff like that, which is nothing crazy. It's just a C or better average, no ISS or OSS, and 3 hours off. At the time, it was 4 hours or 5 hours of community service a year. Like, so if you just did 5 hours one weekend, you good for the next year to get in, if as long as you get your grades and don't get suspended ISS. So we just make kids stay in that, giving them pizza, bringing pizza, Chick-fil-A, stuff like that. And just putting them on game. Like, I'm telling them about what it's like to go to a PWI as a black man. What it's going to be like when you go to a HBCU as a black man. What it's going to be like if you go to a junior college that's here or a junior college that's there. Telling them about things that's just real life. Like, bro, they're going to look at you like you are what they want, what they've always perceived you to be. It's up to you to
Right.
change the narrative. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be upset that they already have that pre notion about you. That's just how the way the world is. What you can do is how you can control how you respond to it. You can control um, your mindset and how you can approach it differently than anybody else. So just putting these young men onto that and just letting them know, like, hey, I got tattoos, I got earrings, I drive a nice car, I don't gotta sell drugs, I don't gotta rap. Yeah, I use basketball, but I'm showing you something different. I'm showing you how to use your brain to get it. So, like, you can still, and it's cool. I want you to know it's cool to do that. Like, coming from somebody that you see that's cool. Like, you think I'm cool? All right, I'm telling you this is cool. So do this, please. We got enough of these things. We don't have enough of these. These are dying
Yeah.
out, and it's a look how much you can. I'm using every trick of the trade. Like, look how much you can make. Look how much you can be able to become. Like, just getting in the seat, because if it's about the money, if it's really about the money, then there's so many more things you could be than a rapper and a basketball player or a football player or clothing designer, right? Like, it's so many more. Like, that's what everything these kids want to do. Like, what about being a doctor? What about being a lawyer? What about being like an accountant, a dentist, a nutritionist? Therapist. These things you can be, and then as well, you're in the minority in the field, so they gonna need you. You automatically gonna get a job offer or an interview, just off the how it's set up.
Yeah.
So just getting them to understand, and then this is what you need to go do in college to go obtain these things. This is what you need to major in. Oh, what's your interest? What you like to do? Okay, this is what you need to start focusing on to major in. And then when I got into Crosby even more into my latter years, and I had Bryce Baker as one of my mentees. I was a mentor. I had Snook Peterkin Backstory on Snook, I had him at QEA as an 8th grader. Whoo, man, oh man. You talk about an athlete. That Peterkin boy, man, oh man. I love me some Snook. Shout out to Snook. Shout out to Bryce too, my boy at V Tech. He told me he was gonna follow Coach Franklin too. I'm sorry, I don't mean to dry. I don't mean to dry. I could put it out there, but he did tell me. He said, "Coach," because I was telling him about the Belichick stuff already. I was like, "Hey, bro, don't get caught up in you being the first recruit there. If he ain't doing what he said he's gonna do," he said, "Coach, I'm already ahead of you. Don't even worry about it." I said, "I'm all right, okay."
It's
But yep.
it's it's so interesting you say that because and really it leads to my question about this for you particularly
Mm-hmm.
because you have such a I think you have such a gift that you see people with so much potential or you have like these like what type of player how they fit the programs and stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
this leads to really my question is, you know, you went from being a player at Winston-Salem Prep, you won a title there. Then you come back to prep and help not only, as a coach, you get them to a title, but you also have, say, one of your players, Davian Williamson, become the MVP for the Frank Spencer
Oh
tournament.
yeah, yeah.
So, which leads to my question is, with you doing that, becoming the first and only, say, person out of the Winston-Salem Prep to win as a player and a coach for Winston-Salem Prep as, those titles. What was that transition like going from playing at your alma mater and then coaching at the alma mater and winning that title for you?
I think as a player, I was more so just like enjoying the ride. Like it was more so enjoying the ride. And if you look at my stats, you can kind of see that, but it's cool. That's the personal side. But if you look at the team goal, like I got what I wanted out of it. And I have memory, I don't regret none of it. It was very fun. Um, I enjoyed it. And with the coaching side, it was more so like it's like a challenge. Like, let me see if I can do this. Because everybody that's a good player ain't a good coach.
Mm.
Michael, you know what I'm saying? Everybody that played at a high level can't coach at a high level. Andre Gould never really played basketball, and he's my goat of Winston-Salem when it comes to coaching. Everybody says Andy Muse, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. How many people got? How many Muse got? We talking about rings.
Mm-hmm.
I played for both men. So I'm just saying I can really pop it like that, you know. So for me, it's like you look at it from that standpoint, and it's like you have a great just like totem like just in like a something to just strive for in the Andre Gould. Like I get to see this dude every day. Like I kind of set up for success, even though this challenge is a challenge and it's scary. A challenge is scary, no how matter nobody want to admit it or not. It's gonna be scary. You're gonna have some intense emotions. So I'm looking at that challenge like because once I realized that I ain't had no control. Like I can't get in. I can't really put a jersey on and go do it. Like I gotta sit there and just watch it. Oh man, yeah, that transition was woo. Gotta have some patience. It built patience in me. It opened up another side of me I didn't know that I had, you know. And I'm flawed. I learned that every kid doesn't respond to certain type of coaching, and a lot of those experiences taught me that I done had my time in the sun, man. Like when I had my chance to get it, I did what I did with it. So now it's my turn to just meet the kids halfway. Like I got it, but I gotta meet them halfway so they can see it. I can't force them to see me. or see how I do it or how I did it, because they was never brought up to do it that way. They was brought up to do it a way that I got to at least meet them halfway to see. So that's where I started falling in love with that process. That's why I have a connection with Davian Williamson and Zach Austin, all those kids on that team. Every kid I done coach, I still got them. Aunt Sellers was calling me Unc. He was the first one calling me Unc. He still called me Unc. So like I'm like they big uncle, whatever you want me to be. So but it's more enjoyable, even though I did it was fun. Like it's more enjoyable to coach because it's like you planting a flower, but you never get to see it bloom all the way. But when you coach, you do. That's the best analogy I can give it to you. Like you don't see it when it actually opens up its petals, but when you coach and you do it the right way, sooner or later you're gonna see it. And I was blessed to see it multiple times in an early stage that's inspiring me, that just sparked a hunger and a thirst to just I gotta have more. Like I don't know if you ever won a championship before, but after you win one, you want to win another one and another one and another, no matter what level it was, right? So it's just the same thing. Like, and then, I take that same mindset of with a Davian. That's the first kid I ever coached that's a pro. Second one, because Davian's a year before Zach is
Mm-hmm.
Zach. So I got two. And then Anthony Sellers is a senior at Virginia State this year. So he was up at the league playing this summer. He was going like, and all the stuff you saw this summer when he played at the league, he was working with me. He wasn't working with nobody else. So when you saw him do what he did up there, and he was dropping them whatever and shooting all those stuff, doing all those things, like yeah, he hit me up. We was getting it in at 5 a.m. every day when I got back home. When I was home for a little while this past summer, we already had it planned. We had it planned out. He knew what he wanted to do. I talked to his coaches. They said that they wanted him to do X, Y, and Z this year. He should be ready to go. I might have another one on the way. But it leads me out to here. I'm out here now, and I'm currently the head football coach for 8th grade. Now, this is how they do it out here in Texas. Now, let me tell you something, man. First and foremost, they got a weight room in a middle school. I'm in a middle school, right? They got a weight room that's very similar to like the high school weight rooms. I got 2 full courts. I got a shooting gun. I got so many things down here to make kids better. Like it's crazy, right? So I'm able to install what I've already experienced and try to get them to understand what it's like to become, a champion. Like this shirt says championship builder,
Mm-hmm.
this is what they want. And like I got this shirt. It was given to me last year when I first got down here, but it's one of my favorite shirts because that's why I am. That's what I've always been. Even when I was playing, I was building to win a championship as the player. Now I'm building to win the championship as the coach. Um, and with that being said, they got two. So I got two football teams. I got an A team and a B team, 8th grade. I also got an A team and a B team in the 7th grade. I got 4 sets of teams. I mean, I got like it's crazy. You know how many kids that is? Like Texas is different down here. I'm trying to tell you, these jokers ain't little. They are not little. I'm telling you, and they can everything bigger in Texas, and they moving. So this is my analogy. I've said to my mom, I've said to my brother, I've said to plenty of people who've even asked, when I was in North Carolina, in essence, as far as an athletic standpoint on the basketball court, I'm not talking about anything else, just on the basketball court, I've
Mm-hmm.
always had lemons. I had to turn to lemonade. I probably had a couple that's already some that was some nice squeeze lemonade as a coach.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to build up the athleticism and then also get the fundamentals and stuff. Down here, it's already fresh squeezed lemonade. Actually, I just got to add the sugar. They just got to know how to play the game. These some athletic jokers. Like I'm telling you, I'm like, oh, all I gotta do is just show you how to shoot a basketball, dribble.
That's it.
Come on, man, come on. Give me a week. Give me 2 weeks straight. Come on, like it ain't nothing. Y'all already, and then y'all faster than anything I've ever had. Y'all bigger than anything I've ever, just naturally, just super. And I'm in Central Texas. I'm not in Dallas. I'm
Right.
not in Houston. I'm not in San Antonio. I'm not in the hotbeds. I'm in consider what's a nope, not nobody's considering. I'm in
Yeah.
Austin, Texas. You know what I'm saying? So for basketball purposes, if we looking at it from a basketball, now if we looking at it from a whole athletic standpoint, Austin is up there. You got baseball, you got football, you got track. They got some athletes. But basketball, not in this area. But I'm looking at it from a standpoint where I'm able to get these kids to just push beyond their limits. They've never seen it. And most respectable kids actually, yes, sir, no, sir. I don't even be feeling bad. I'm like, dang, sometimes you be feeling like, bro, I ain't that old. But they
Right.
make you feel so good when they say it. You just be like, okay, all right. But they'll run through a wall for me. They know I'm for them and not against them. And I'm just like Coach Gould used to tell me. I'm telling them, I'm hard. Like I'm hard on you, but I'm fair.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be fair. I'm not gonna make it like I'm gonna be fair. Especially if you work hard. Okay, I'll break a deal with you. If you do what you okay, I got you. You know, and that's gone a long way. But like this year, I'm very excited. We got some talent. This team I coached last year were seventh graders. My first year coaching, I'm coaching them as eighth graders. Now I'm the head coach. And last year I was just an assistant defensive coordinator, and we did pretty well. So they promoted me this year. I'm also going to coach basketball. Um, Last year I coached football, basketball, track. I'm doing the same three this year, and I might do soccer and golf. But you think it's a job? Nah, it's a ministry, man. Like God's blessed me. I prayed for this.
Man.
It's not a job when it's a hobby. That's what I've been teaching these kids. Like I also teach too. I'm teaching college career exploration, which is basically what I was doing at Crosby first semester, and then dollars was a financial literacy course second semester. I did this last year. I'm doing it this year. It's the same thing as Crosby. It's just broken up into semesters. So I'm just doing Crosby all over again as a teacher, as well as coaching. And I'm loving it. I'm loving it. On top of the food, the weather, yeah, I'm loving it. Yeah, it's and then if you look good, they pay good. They do pay good, and I feel like I'll be looking good pretty sometimes. So yeah, it's all working out. So it's all. I'm just blessed. That's all I can tell you about how where I started to where I am now. And I can only just say, God, I thank you. He knows my heart, and I just give him the praise, honor, and glory all the chance I get, because it's been some things I done been through. Like it's been some things
Like
that I
God is
don't,
good all the time.
and I know it's some people that that I was around that I'm no longer around anymore is probably like wondering what I got going on. They might see this, and it's all love, man. It's all good. I'm still here. It doesn't phase me, and um, I wish them nothing but the best. I don't wish no harm or nothing. Because I treat others how I want to be treated. I don't want nobody doing that to me. But that being said, God's brought me through a lot, and the biggest thing I can tell, I just want to leave anybody with this that's watching this is that you know, sort of like what D Wade would his old little Converse commercial. You know, if you fall down 7, stand up 8 times. You know, you got to stand up. You got to eventually you're gonna have to stand up. You know, and whether if you want to or not, if you're a believer, he gonna put you in that position to do that, whether if you're ready or not. So um, I'm just trying to be a pillar of examples to these young men and women that's up at this middle school that I'm coaching at, and um, it's nice, man. It's also state of the art, man. It was open 3 years ago. Actually, it looked like an airport. Like it's nice. It's wide open. It's state of the art. Everything is nice. So, like I said, everything bigger in Texas, man. It's just I don't know
Which
what to
is,
say. Davian had actually came. Like if you see on my Instagram page, I was
I
working
was
him
gonna
out
say, bro,
in that gym.
I watched. I'm gonna tell you this. I saw that. I was like, that is a fire ass. Excuse my language. That was a fire. I was like, I need to like, I want to learn how to. I wanted to see those like type of. I was like, I like those type of drills, and I love drills.
Hmm.
Period. I like to work. When it comes
I've
to
been doing
games
those
and stuff,
drills with
like
Davian since he was in high school. I'm just like, bro, you so
you know
fast.
this.
Like first and foremost, you're so fast. You got to have an in between game because you can shoot it too. So now you're
So
unstoppable. It's like you're so fast. Like you're never. It's not going anywhere anytime soon, right? So let's
all
just
I know is
keep
shout
keeping
out
this
to you
sharp.
for that video. Hey, shout out to you
Yeah.
for that video because honestly, I was like, where's the repost thing where I could just repost it and like I couldn't.
Yeah, I gotta figure out how to do that. Yeah, as you see, that was my first post in like 4 or 5 years, so I don't be
I was
posting. Like I
like,
said,
it was
if you,
too nice. I was like, if
I-
anybody need, cause Chad, I was gonna say, look, if anybody needs somebody to help with editing or content creation with training,
yeah, I mean, yeah,
I'll
we
be.
can definitely link, man. We can definitely make
But
something happen. I don't know, like when the next time I'm gonna be in Winston per se, but like out here, like another thing I can follow up on or end on is I know that guys are opening up doors for me. I had an opportunity last year to coach for Houston Hoops, but then I also had an opportunity to coach Marcus Smart's team on the Puma circuit. So then I was just like, it's my first. I still got to get my stuff. I got to get adjusted. Like I don't need to let me
you got
just.
time. You just like
I got
look,
right, right.
you
So
got.
when that happened, another door opened up, and there's some things in the works right now. I ain't gonna say too much, but we got some stuff that's gonna happen where I can see myself back on that AAU scene real soon, and I'm gonna be making a splash. So you just be on lookout for that. We're gonna see.
This leads to my question, because for you, you are really very big on your faith, and it leads to my question of, how do you balance your faith and coaching simultaneously?
Biggest thing is just when I first wake up, I just ask him to order my steps. Just order my steps in your word, so no iniquity has dominion over my life. Like, I just ask him that. And then like whenever I feel like I'm stumped, I can't figure it out. Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. These are the things my mom used to tell me all the time. Like I had to say, like, so it's like it's always there, Ashley. It's always there. I got Isaiah 41:10 right here. Greater
Oh,
is he that is in me than he that's in the world. Like I got it on me. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't just saying it, but for me it's more so like just acknowledging his presence. Like acknowledging what he's done. Like acknowledging and just being accountable. I think, the biggest thing is if you're accountable and acknowledgeable of what's going on and where you want to be with that, you're never going to lose sight of what he has placed, instilled in you. So like your faith always will always show over anything. And that's what That's what I be doing. I be walking by faith, not by sight. Like it don't be nothing to me. Like I've been doing that for a while. Like I've been doing things without having the word association for the action. Now that I'm more mature, getting more vocabulary and more experience and able to put the word association with the action. I've been doing this for a while now. Now that I look back at it, so it ain't nothing new to me. It's new to y'all because I'm allowing y'all to see it. But like, I'm the most known unknown. Like, everybody know me for most part, but some people don't. But but that's why I stand by. But yeah, that's it. I think that's the best way I could sum it up. That's the
It's
best way
like
I could sum it up.
it's like a it may be new to y'all, but you may be new to this, but I'm true to this.
Yeah,
Like
that's
man,
it.
it's
Yeah,
that
that's it.
saying goes, if you new to this, I'm true to this.
Hmm.
Um, and this leads to my question. I always say, first of all, I always say that athletes are humans first, just because they have emotions and feelings, and everybody does.
Right.
And this leads to my question of, you know, for you as an athlete, a black coach, and a black man, how important is mental health to you?
Oh, it's important. I've been through some things. I I ain't gonna be the first one to tell you that I ain't. I need a therapist. I need a therapist. Like, I'm still seeking out one. Like, I'm not ashamed to say that. I don't think any other black man or woman or anybody who's going through anything mentally, mental health stuff, like, you shouldn't be ashamed to say I need help or I need this, I need, like, and I'm gonna be transparent. I was never comfortable saying that. Like, I'm accepting that, but I've always kind of been um like I'm good, or I can vent to God, right? Like I can vent to God. Yeah, God got me. Like, I mean, yeah, he do, but he also got people in place that can help you too. So like, stop being so full of your flesh and let your be full of the spirit and let your spirit lead and not your flesh. Because the flesh gonna tell you that you don't need to go, but your
Mm-hmm.
spirit is telling you, it's crying out like, please fix this, right? So that's where I'm trying to find. Like, I'm allowing God to still recalibrate me in this area so I can find the right people. And He's done so many magnificent things for me. He's provided this roof over my head. I'm having a occupation. I ain't even gonna call it a job. I'm saying an occupation that I enjoy going to. Like, I'm waking up at 4:30 in the morning. Actually, 5:30 y'all time. I'm getting there by 5 o'clock. I'm not tired. Like, I can. I told you I'm tired, but once we started going, I'm good. I'm good. Like, I don't know. It's because I'm just doing what God is telling me to do. I'm not running off of me. I'm running off of Him, and that's
Oh,
everlasting. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not I'm not tired for real. Like, I'm good. So yeah, like it's just something I want everybody to be able to experience. You know.
and I wanted to get your input on this, especially like, for you, when I always love hearing, I really do appreciate love hearing, say, answer, especially from, say, men about mental health and athletes and coaches, right? But for some reason, when it comes to men talking about it, it's like it hits very different for me. It hits
Yeah.
near. So, but my question for you is, you know, and like, why do you believe it is very difficult for a man to open up about mental health?
Because they always got to be perceived as a strong. They've always been ridiculed when they showed weakness. And then asking for help for the mental health is always the big red flag of you you're asking for help. you're not a man, right? Like that's just the perception and the notion that's just been in our society, and even other society or other cultures and stuff like that. Like it's kind of like universal almost, where a man has to like show no emotion. Like I'm an Aquarius. I'll be the first one to tell you. I'm in tune with my emotions. Like I ain't ashamed of that. Some people say you emotional. No, I just know I'm comfortable with me. I'm comfortable with being me around anybody. Like I don't. You gotta adjust to me. I don't gotta adjust to you. So
Mm.
that's how I come. Like that's some Aquarius stuff right there. I ain't trying to do too much on that, but yeah, but like that's just how I am. So it's like I I'm never really kind of worried about anything else.
Yeah.
I'm just staying in tune with me and what makes me who I am. So
I ask that because to me, it's like, I look at it as like, there's a stigma, particularly, and forgive me for, and correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like there's a stigma that's placed on not only men, but particularly black men that they have to be strong all the time. And correct me if I'm wrong,
mhm.
but
No, I
like
mean
there's,
it is. No, you're right. You not wrong. I think it's
I just try to
I don't
make
know,
sure I'm
man.
like, please forgive me
Nah.
if I'm, correct me if I'm
Well,
wrong,
my
because
thing
I,
is, if you want to peel the onion back, I don't even know when it started. Like, when can we really say and pinpoint when this was like perceived as like the starting point of this notion? Like, when can we say that? Like, you don't even know. Nobody really knows, right? But it's still
yeah.
ongoing. It's still like a most known unknown, right? So it's like, what we
And
gonna do
also,
about it?
too, the biggest thing that I really, really big on that, like, and I've always believed this, I literally wholeheartedly believe this, is this to me is when you provide a safe space for a man, particularly when he opens up, where he is respected and heard and seen and appreciated, that is the ultimate sign of respect.
Yeah,
Because, and I look at it to me like, it's like, I know for me, like I know there's men out there in my life that are like my best friends, that are like say they're like family because through basketball. That I'm thinking to myself like, if they knew that I could be like a safe, if they have somebody that they need somebody to talk to, like, hey, I'm here. But also too, the biggest thing that particularly I wish that like, and I say this because, but especially for women, because I know I always say I'm a little different, but I will embrace that.
that's cool.
When a man opens up to you, please use it. Please accept it as a badge of honor. Because God darn it, when I do not understand, I will never understand the whole mindset of
Yeah, man.
why is this man opening up to me? Like, why is he being emotional? Why is he like, look, you believe in God, right? I feel like y'all believe in God, right? Would you ever say that to Jesus? Because this man, it literally says in the Bible that Jesus wept. Jesus wept in the
Yeah,
Bible. The strongest man
yeah.
alive who literally was dead for died and then rose up to the grave literally wept. And if you go deep diver, the man wept for his friend who was a man, Lazarus. That was his best friend, and he wept. So like, when I hear people say like ridicule men opening up about mental health, or I look at it like, why would you do that? To me, like I feel like to me, this is why I say it's so important for a safe space for a man. And I said this is why I say I'm so different about it because, and I will embrace it because I want, for me, I want a man to have a safe space where he opens up, where he is respected at the ultimate. So,
Yeah, I mean,
but
this thing, I think more so it's just stop worrying about how people view you. I think more men are worried about being validated than actually doing what matters most. Like, and that's one thing that I've never sought out. I'm a lone wolf. I don't need nobody. I've said this to people. I'll say it on here. Like, I'm the main character in my own movie. I'm the director. I choose who's in it, who's a supporting actor, who has a main role. Like I choose, is me. It's my life, right? So I'm not worried about your opinion. That's not a fact.
Mm.
And who are you to tell me when you ain't my Lord and Savior? I ain't worried about your opinion. I ain't gotta impress you. You not my kin. You definitely not my friend if you worried about me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Doing something extra that's not even my character. If you gotta question me outside of my character that I would even do something like this or that, like we was never friends in the first place. You don't know me. Like, let's be real. So like,
I,
and then like for me, it's like I'm I'm like I don't what do I get out of it impressing you?
yeah,
Cause you're not gonna remember it tomorrow. You're not gonna remember it 2 months from now. Or I always got to keep doing something. It's an everlasting evolving door. It's like I'm
yeah,
jumping through hoops for what? Like, so, but that's what I'm saying. Like all these men, they don't do it, or or excuse me, they do things. They seek for validation. Not just men, people. Let's just not
yeah.
category. Let's just say people, right? But
People.
they attack men more for whatever the may case may be for like not doing these things or doing these things, and it's just draining. You know, it's draining to see. Um, but for me, like I'm comfortable being who I am.
I think,
Like
and
and I think that's what everybody got to get to. They got to get to that point. You got to be comfortable, and sometimes it's uncomfortable to be comfortable. So you got to get
mm,
comfortable with being uncomfortable,
ooh,
because because like you got to, or you gonna drown.
you're gonna get lost in the journey,
You gonna get
especially like if,
lost.
because that's the biggest thing. And I just to what you said. Like, first of all, you are not only you the main character in your story, you the director, you the producer, you the executive producer, you
Yeah, all
the
that. I'm all
stylist,
that.
you the whole all that, and then the
I got the
supporting
one that got the
characters
little snap
supporting.
thing. I got all that. Yeah.
You the director, like the director, the executive producer, the editor too. Can't forget the
Mhm.
editor, the stylist, all that. So, but
Executive producer.
just, but to like for real though, it's just to me like when I hear like, I just feel like for me particularly, and I said this on my story one time, why, especially the biggest reason why I created Athletes Advocate channel on my Instagram is not only because that just not only for to provide a safe space for athletes and men, but like they need a safe space where they're going to be appreciated beyond their sport. And like I said, though, like the mental health of say athletes and men themselves, male athletes, like it's so near and dear to my heart. Like I said, I may be different because that's how, but I rather just to me, like that is something I take near and dear to my heart. I don't, it's like if it makes me different and y'all don't like it, hey, cool. I'm cool with it. Because at the end of the
Huh.
day, I'd rather give a safe, rather be the person, I'll be your listening ear. And that, a, you don't want me to speak, but I'm it's like, cool. We don't have to, I
I
don't,
just listen.
you just listen. You know,
Right.
if you just want me to listen, that's cool. Unless you tell me, say, what should I say? What should I do? I'll be like, look, you could tell me anything. I'm gonna just listen. I'm gonna be quiet.
Right. I
You
mean,
just
that's most of
just
the
be
time. Like,
comfortable.
that's a lot of things. That's something a lot of people just need, And but I think some people also got to be comfortable with asking for people to listen. Some people be like, nah, they don't even talk because they already got this pre notion or something in their mind already, assumption like they already got something going on. They don't want to listen to my problems. Like, come on now. Like, how do you know this already? Like, same mindset or aspect I use in basketball. You miss every shot you don't take. So how you know you're gonna miss it if you didn't shoot it? Why are you afraid to shoot it if you never shot it? Shoot it.
Boom.
Like, it's the same thing. So um like these are now like basketball, man, it's crazy. This game it teaches you a lot, and um But I just think, people got to be able to just be willing to take the risk. Like, one of my, favorite artists is Larry June, and he has a song called "Calculated Risk." He's mentions it through his songs all the time, but it's like that kind of stuck with me. I'm like, dang, like if it's calculated, that means yeah, it's a risk, but it's a good chance it's gonna hit. So a lot of people got to start looking at it from that standpoint, so they can make their situation better from a mental standpoint, mental health standpoint, from a relationship standpoint, from platonic or romantic, whatever one they got going on, like that all plays into the mental health. And especially for a black man, they beat us up so much in this society that they don't necessarily promote self-love for us. We got to be everything but a loving center of love for ourselves. We got to do everything for somebody else. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you seeking validation for that. I done stopped doing that a long time ago. That's why I look younger than what I am. I feel
Come on
younger.
with it.
You
Yeah,
know what I'm
come on
saying?
now.
Like, I'm able to do things and people looking at me like, are you serious? Like, this on Sunday, I ain't go to sleep. Actually, I went cold turkey. I couldn't go to sleep. I had a crazy sinus infection. Right, I couldn't go to sleep. I had to be up at 4:30, or I had to be out the door at like 4:45 for practice. I was out the door about 4:40. I get to practice at 5 o'clock. Go through a whole day. I had to stay on campus until like 5:45. So I ain't been to sleep. Do I need to go home, get my stuff ready, get ready for the next day? 4:30, wake up. I'm ready. Boom. That's Tuesday, Wednesday, same thing. Boom. Yesterday, boom. Today, boom. Because my energy's not tied up in some bull. Like, it's where it needs to be, and I call my energy back from the places. That's what people got to start doing too. When you start pouring into yourself and you stop seeking validation from other places, you able to focus on you and what matters most. So I've been doing that for
Come with
years.
it.
So like that's the reason why I'm in these stressful environments like I am right now. I just told you my work schedule. I ain't tired because my energy
It's
ain't everywhere.
because I think, hey, I always say one thing for sure is when you pray, drink water, and mind the business that pays you. You ain't
Nah,
gonna
facts. You
feel, you ain't
know
gonna
what I'm
feel
saying?
like your age. You ain't gonna look like your age.
Got a big old
Um,
jag of water. This is my second one I done drunk today.
Mind you, we are some '90s babies, and we don't look like our age. So
I'm saying, like,
yeah.
a lot of people, like kids, be asking me. Well, some of my players, like, Coach, how old are you? I'm like, bro, it says 1994 on my. I got a 94 tattoo on my shin. I got it. I said, man, that's the 1994 on my shin. You do the math. You still in school. I ain't about to tell you. I'm like, dang, coach, I thought that. I was like, nah, you do the math. What year is it?
Eh,
Okay.
I still, it's so crazy. I still get the like. I'll be shooting hoops and still practicing because I'm still training, especially for basketball season coming up. But they be like, "You in college?" No, I'm not in college. What?
Yeah.
I'm like, I could be. I mean, shoot. At this point, I could go back to college if I wanted to get my
Yeah,
little
I'm getting some.
eligibility.
I'm getting some grades, but you can't see it from this camera. So that's all. You got to get up close and personal. I do got some grades though. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. But that's wisdom. That's wisdom. That ain't what everybody say it is. As you can see, I've been dropping some gems, so that's definitely wisdom. It's got to be.
Yep. Come on with it. And this leads to my question is well, I got a couple more questions because I know we on a whole time strain. Um,
Oh yeah, facts. I got you. Yeah.
it's all good. This wisdom be dropping, of course, but this leads to my question. A couple of questions is the first one is if there was a word or a phrase to describe your journey so far, what would it be?
Can I say a two-worder for the
Yes, you
one?
can. Yes, you can.
Beautiful struggle. hmm It was like just beauty in the struggle, like a beautiful struggle. Like Shout out to my OG man, my guy that I coached with. I watched Therese Young. Like that was his one of his handles. I want to say Instagram, Twitter. I can't remember. It was Beautiful Struggle. I was like, man, that's dope. But that's real though. That's how I think it's just beauty in it. As hard as it's been, as much things I've been through, like I came out beautiful. I came out unscathed. There's beauty in it. Like I'm smiling through it all. Here I am. Like you it's nothing that doesn't really bother me anymore. Like it can't. I've seen almost everything. Oh Jesus. Excuse my brother. But we definitely got to cut that part out. That was a good little segment. Hey man, I'm still on the interview, bro.
Hey, look, it's a blooper, so it's all good.
Lord Jesus, man.
This podcast is raw real. It's a blooper, so we look at it as a blooper. It's like it's raw real.
But no, that's just how I look at it. Like that's the I don't know if I can add anything else to that. That kind of messed up my train of thought. So I wouldn't expect. I'm like, what the heck? So yeah, all right, yeah. Well, next, what's the next one? I got you.
This is my little mini fun one before the big one is. So my little mini fun one for you is, as you know, North Carolina is the Hope State, and everybody got their own little Mount Rushmores. So for you, who's in your Mount Rushmore? Who's in your Mount Rushmore of North Carolina Hoopers? And they can be definitely
North Carolina.
Let's break it down to Winston-Salem Mount Rushmore. Winston-Salem Mount Rushmore of Hoopers.
I was hoping. I was excited for the North Carolina because I was like, Winston's gonna be hard. But okay, cool. Let's do Winston. No. We do. All right. I mean, I seen this Joker every day for like what 14 years of my life. Josh Hicks. I mean, let's get that out the way. My brother. Never seen that. The closest thing I've seen to my brother is Mike Hughes. And he said that too. Like, so if you've never seen my brother play, but you saw Mike Hughes play, that's my brother. But the only thing I can say different from Mike and my brother was my brother shot it more threes than Mike did. And it looked better in high school. Now, Mike still got a beautiful shot. Don't get me wrong, but in high school, my brother's shot was just like, it was just so beautiful. It was nice. I mean, Josh Howard, of course. Like, come on, man. See, okay, wait. Can I not name the obvious, like Harry? Like, can I just name like the ones that's like not the obvious?
That's personal. Your personal one. Yes,
okay,
your personal
all right.
one.
Because I mean, I want to be different. Shout out to Harry Giles, my little big brother. I love him to death. That's my dog. Chris Paul, you know how we do, baby. Yeah, Josh, big bro, yes sir. Y'all gonna have to sit this one out, okay? I'm gonna do it a little different way. I'm gonna do it a little different. This is what I saw live.
Yes,
you're perfect. So Harry didn't play in Winston. He played in High Point. So let's just do that. I didn't see Chris Paul live. Maybe one time. I don't remember though. I did. Same with Josh Howard. Don't remember it. So live, yeah, my brother. Okay, Winston. CJ Harris. I mean, I mean, let's just say, like, bro, I've seen that, like that. Man, you talk about a bucket. Yeah, can score it. Since I did two, I'm gonna split it. So I did two for Mount Tabor, right? I'm gonna do two for Winston Prep. Okay, so boom. Reggie Johnson, Marcus Wright. Now, honorable mention from each school. Chris Gaynor, Mount Tabor. If you know, you know. Lord have mercy. was the only one that can go toe to toe with Chris Paul that wasn't at Reynolds. So when Reynolds had Reynolds and with Witt and them, of course Witt and them was able to go with Chris. But if it wasn't Reynolds, Mount Tabor was the only one that could get at Chris because they had Chris Gaynor. So that's my one honorable mention from Mount Tabor. And then my honorable mention from Winston Prep, Greg McClinton. Why, you ask? Okay. My senior year, seen the man go for 44. 44. School record. No threes. All dunks. Pull-ups. Never seen nothing like that before in my life. Backstory. Love you, Coach Gould. But I gotta tell the story. I gotta tell the story. I got to. This is the last home game at Winston-Salem Prep in my senior year, right? This is the third round of the playoffs. We're playing the Hatfield twins that played at South Davidson. They played at Davie, went to Mount Tabor. They were a big thing in the city. So they're at South Davidson at the time. Oh, man, they averaging like 35 a piece. They can shoot it, actually. Like, they just shooters. So somebody this is when Twitter just come out. Somebody get on Twitter, start talking junk to Greg. Like, I know you got Wake Forest. You about to go a little. You might not know who I am. You don't know who I am after this game. So Coach Gould gets it and just like blows it up everywhere, puts it on the locker room. Like, I'm like, man, what does he got going on? Like, he ain't talking about me. He put it on my locker. I said, he ain't talking about me. He's talking about Greg. I said, why you put it on my locker? He said, I want you to say something to Greg about it. I said, Greg, you see that? He said, bro, I ain't worried about that. So we get to the shoot around before the game. Now, mind you, we're supposed to play during the week, but it got pushed back because of snow. So we play on the weekend.
Yeah.
So more people was able to come. So, like, it was really packed in there. Like, it was like, it looked like some 1960 stuff. But one side was all black people. South Davis. It was it was rocking in there, right? But before, like, we warming up 5-on-0. Greg take off like maybe a foot or two in front of the free throw line. He just misses it off the back of the rim. Not only do we have to run, we gotta do a deep six. 2 of them before the game. Greg gets the ball and throws that Gould. It's like, get your big up and dunk it then. And then runs out, right? So I'm like, what am I supposed to do? I'm the captain. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? So Coach Tibbs, the assistant coach at the time, comes and is like, come on, we're going to go talk to him. So I go talk to him. Love Greg. This is my dog. He is running around a trash can, listening to music. Like, he's just zoned out. Like, he's mad. Like, I ain't never seen him this upset, right? And Greg, if you knew him at the time, he would listen to like music to get him going. But he was listening to Lil Boosie at the time, right? I'm like, oh, I can hear, and these are beats like where you could hear the music outside. So I'm like, oh, I ain't never heard you listen to that. Like, what's going on, brother? You all right? I'm like, yo, he don't even see me. Like, he's running around, but I'm like, yo, like, he's like, what's up? I was like, you good? He said, I'm about to go AAU on these. And then proceeded to keep running around the trash can, actually, 44-16, all dunks, no pull-ups. I asked him after the game, I said, bro, why you ain't do this all year? Why you ain't been doing this all year, bro? I've been waiting to see this. Like, this is what I came to. I said, this all we had to do to get you to play like this? Like, seriously? So, yeah, that was honorable mention. That's why I say Greg, because I ain't never seen nothing like that before. And can do everything on the court. Do like 6'7", like nice pull, like at the time, like injuries. I hate injuries, but yeah, that's what got him.
God dang.
I hate injuries, man. I really do. I can't stand them. But it's a part of the game. But that's my Mount Rushmore right there.
Lord have mercy. I definitely got to tell you something about one of the players you mentioned a while back, but it's another story. I'm gonna have to tell you offline about it. But
okay, all right.
It's tea. It's tea. It's piping hot tea. That you be like, oh, okay, yeah, sip. So, but this leads to my. It ain't bad though. It's not bad, but this so. this leads to my question. I always say that I always ask my guests this question, but for the men, bona fide means authentic, unique, but for the men, the authenticity. So,
Hmm.
what makes Mr. Chad Hicks authentic, and what makes your story stands out?
Yeah, I've been on both sides of it. So, I've been at the highest of the highs, and I feel like I've been at some pretty lows too. So, um, but I think what makes me authentic is that the more adversity I experience, the greater I became. Like it was just prepping me for something greater. So now when I see adversity, I smile because I know something's good coming from after it. Like when things be happening all the time that's bad, I'm like, ooh, a blessing about to come. I don't even be tripping that bad stuff be happening. I'm like, okay, it's just that cycle. The devil trying to get a win. He trying to win, but he ain't going to, right? That's what makes me my my story special. Everything, like even though it's kind of this cliche of everybody, like they not looking at it like that. They don't got that mindset from it. Like I got that mindset from experience. Ain't nobody tell me that. Like this is off me, just what I've been through. So like, and I don't really share that with a lot of people. Like I feel like I'm a pretty private person. Like you don't know what I got going on unless I tell you. Um, so with me, I look at my story always unique because of course, I'm opening up to the world now. On the Bonafide, her podcast. We're gonna go worldwide, international, hopefully soon. So if that happens, when it happens, they're gonna be able to see this. But for me, it's more so just still being true to who I am, like I said before earlier on, and not really worried about how other people view me or think of me. Like I'm embracing who I am. Like you know, the way I am is viewed as blunt, uncomfortable, like unconventional, whatever you want to say, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's your opinion.
Oh,
Like
let
I don't. I mean, that's your opinion. Like the only
man.
person that can say that that's right. And last time I checked, he don't really be talking like that. Like he talk, and he'll show you through messages and stuff, or
Mm-hmm.
like a little perk, like a little trickle in your spirit or something, right? But like
Mm-hmm.
how we talk, like we got a vehicle to use our mouth and move it. How God sound, Ashley? You know how he sound?
I mean,
I
I
don't
don't
know how he
know.
sound. Exactly. So
I
it's the
don't
same.
know.
So what we talk. So that's what I'm getting at. So
Come on with it. Come on.
there you
I I'll real cause won't he do it? Yes he will. Cause
go. All the
one thing
time.
for sure, one thing for sure, don't trip. He ain't through with me yet.
Yeah, you know
Boom.
that's right. You know that's right.
So Chad, can you let the folks know how where they can support you and find you at any upcoming events happening your way for the season?
Honestly, that's to be determined with the links and stuff because we trying to get that popping on this side. Like that's a new thing out here for middle school. They're trying to get it more so some more publicity because, like I
Mm-hmm.
said, man, we got some athletes on this middle school stuff, and they got enough of this NIL thing going out here in Texas to where they can start, broadcasting middle school events. I mean, it's worth watching. I ain't gonna hold you. Like I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna false advocate. I mean, of course, you got your typical some that ain't got no business being out there, right? But that, I mean, that's typical. If you're gonna show high school sports, you can see some of them out there too. So, it's still that, but it's that's what they're doing. And but once we get that, I promise I'll let you know. I post it under this video or something. But as far as my Instagram, I know it's. Let me make sure I say it the correct way. I don't even like. I gotta read it. That's how you know I don't be on there. I sound like I'm old, right?
He's like,
So
let me
it's
go ahead and read this.
Wick season with a S. So it's Wick SZN dot JPG underscore. So yeah, that's my Instagram, and I mean Facebook is Chad Hicks. So that's really it. But I mean, I'm trying to get back into that social media page and social stuff, but I do have a basketball coaching page that I need to reactivate. So I don't want to drop that until I get back in it. Before I need to know if I need to create a new one or if I can get back in. I forgot the password, but I'm gonna see if I can get in there. But yeah, it's I can give you all those things at the end, like especially when we post this and stuff. I'll put it up under the comments once I find it for sure. So, but yeah, I'm in Hutto. I'm in Hutto, Texas, outside of Austin. Uh, we got a good. I got a good group of kids, man. It's gonna be special this year, and this is the third year the school's been open, and this is the first full graduating class of the school. So I got kids who's been here from sixth grade, seventh, and eighth since the school's been open. They're eighth graders now. They're about to graduate. So it's a special year in general, just off the top, and just trying to get them to understand what they can do, and just be a great example and role model for them every day. That's the best thing I can say. So, but yeah.
Y'all be sure to follow the man, the myth, the legend himself, Chad Hicks, right now
Hey man,
on,
listen.
as they say, Wick season. So WICKZ. So WICKSZN dot
Period.
AP, like that. I said period. So dot or period, but
Dot or
period.
period. That'll stick for some people. I don't know why the dot don't, but yeah, we just help them out.
So Wick season period JPEG underscore. So like JPG, it's like short for JPEG. So Wick season. So Wick season WICKSZN dot like a period JPJ underscore. That's where you can find him. And if you in the Austin area of Hutto, yeah, Hutto. If you're in the Hutto, see, there's my logo.
Now you're good. HUTT. It's a hard. I was messing it up too. Listen to me. Let me tell you. North Carolina, tell me it's HUTTO. So Hutto.
If y'all in the Hutto area and y'all want to see some great middle school fall winter ball action and also spring, y'all, all those sports in Hutto, be sure to check out Hutto, the middle school where he's at. Yeah, be sure to check that out because y'all, they said the children is the future, y'all. The children is the future. So as Wu-Tang Clan would say, Wu-Tang for the kids. So the children is the future. So, but be sure to check out the live replay of Bonafide, her podcast, episode 267, featuring the one and only Chad Hicks after this. Thank you guys for tuning in. Peace.